everyone, and welcome to Positive by Design. Good people talking about real shit and easy to implement success methods. Hosted by Social Jane Media, brought to you by yours truly, Sarah Glenn. I am the creator and CEO of Social Jane Media, a certified social media marketing expert and the branding specialist that many entrepreneurs turn to. If you're looking for inspiration from other entrepreneurs and high-vibing humans, you're in the right place. So settle in, get comfy, and let's get started. In today's episode, we are going to talk about the unseen parts of a successful business. I actually did a very similar training inside of the Social Jane Facebook community relatively recently, and I got a lot of really good feedback about this training in particular. So I thought I would turn around, make a podcast episode about it, and share it with you guys. So if you want more sales and you want more clients, listen up. This episode is for you. So frequently we go through business and we see all the shiny objects, right? We're like, let me do this. Ooh, now let me do this. Ooh, well, now let me do that. But you guys, a lot of success actually lies in the unseen parts of business. It's not always the shiny objects. It's not always the new strategies. It's not always the new platforms. Sometimes it is who we're being that is actually the creator of that successful result, right? So we're going to kind of dive into what that really means. Like, who you are being is actually far more important than what you are doing. And I know plenty of people probably are hearing this and they're like, that's bullshit. Because what you do totally matters. Yes, what you are doing does matter, but who you are actually being when you are doing that, whatever the quote that is so much more important. It is such a bigger indicator of what that result will be for you. So like, let's say you're showing up on Instagram every day, you're doing a reel every single day, you're in your stories every single day, you're posting every single day. Like, so you're doing the thing, right? You're doing the consistency, you're showing up, you're doing the strategy. But who are you being when you're doing this every single day? Are there some days that you're showing up and you're just like, fuck this, I don't want to be doing this. I am tired. I am feeling burnt out. I'm feeling uninspired. Well, guess what? That is translating into all of your content. So who you are being 100% matters more than what you are doing. So let's say that you actually were super, super self-aware and really recognized that doing 7 days a week of showing up on social media and posting content, you've recognized that that burns you out. So instead of showing up 7 days a week because someone else told you that you should, instead you become hyper aware of your zone of genius and you recognize, all right, I actually need some downtime on Saturday, Sunday, or Sunday, Mondays, or maybe it's in the middle of the week on a freaking Wednesday, Thursday, like whatever. What is that for you where you need to sort of recuperate, recharge, take a moment, take a beat just to like chill for a minute so you can recharge your batteries and you can be showing up 100% every other day of the week? So for me, like I take off Saturday, Sundays for the most part, unless I feel like a pull to post something. Every now and then I'll go live on a Saturday or I'll show up in my stories a little bit on the weekends if I'm maybe outside doing something or if I'm, I don't know, whatever I feel like, right? On the weekends, I have no plan though. I have no content strategy for Saturday, Sunday. And I do that on purpose and I don't feel guilty about it because for a really long time, I was posting content every single day of the week, including Saturday and Sundays, and I was feeling so burnt out. And the content that I was putting out on those Saturday, Sundays, was just fucking terrible. It was so flat. It was so surface. Like it was completely pointless and it was wasting my time. Thankfully, I recognized that. And I came around to the idea that it was like, you know what? I can give myself permission to take these 2 days off so I can recuperate and maybe I can create some really killer content for the coming week that's actually going to resonate with people, create engaging conversations, and really truly reflect the message that I want. How much more powerful is that? So that's why we're talking about the unseen parts of your business, taking those 2 days off. What does that really do for you? Recognizing what your zone of genius is. What does that really do for you? Understanding that the secret to your success and to your brand and your business really lies in that untangible energy that you're putting off. So I would like to mention in this era of, immediate satisfaction where most everyone has the attention span of like a goldfish, or less, let's be honest, or less. It really takes so much more than a great product or a great service to connect with your dream client. So, harnessing the intangible energy that emanates from your brand and your business is how you then take this transactional situation and you like transcend it. You become engaged with your potential clients and customers. You go into like a deeper level of connection. That's where you create more sustainable business models. That's where you create repeat customers. That's where you create a loyal following of people that will, at the drop of a hat, sing your praises to their friends and family and coworkers and peers because they fucking love working with you, because you have that intangible energy, that thing that they can't really put their finger on, but they're like, I love her content. I love working with her. I love the way I feel after we have a session together. Like those are the things that are going to create huge momentum in your business. But those are the things that are also harder to come by because they're not that immediate gratification. They're not that one and done quick win. It's something that has to be nurtured. It's something that has to really be worked on and intentionally given attention to, right? So when you talk about building a brand that emotionally resonates with your dream client, this is kind of what I mean. You have to start digging deep within yourself first off, because if you've caught any of our past podcast episodes, I know one of the more recent ones to when this one is airing, we were talking about self-awareness and how self-awareness is a fucking superpower. When you become hyper self-aware of who you are being during these conversations with potential clients and customers, who you are being when you are posting content, who you're being when you show up to do a coaching session or a live, that shit matters. People can feel that. And if you're not emotionally resonating with your dream client, well, then you really don't have that client. And sometimes in business, this can be hard, especially over social media. It's really difficult to get that connection piece. I know that. It's taken many months and, at this point, well over a year for me to figure this out. But that's what life is about, right? We figure stuff out. We pivot. We see what's working. We see what's not working. And I can tell you right now, what's happening right now in 2023, as this episode is being recorded, what is creating successful businesses right now is not what worked in 2020. So stop running your business that way. Stop with the cold messaging, stop with the spamming, stop with the constant selling of a product on your profile. Nobody wants to see that. Everybody is desensitized to it. And my hope is that, in 2020, when so many people's businesses blew up, right? The pandemic was a really quite a fantastic opportunity for people in the online space. Everybody's lives became digital, right? So a lot of people had a fuck ton of success in 2020. Do they have that same success in 2023? Have they been able to sustain it? Have they been able to capture new clients and customers, brand partners, and all the things, whatever terminology you want to use? Because if not, it's probably because they're using the same tactics, and those just don't work. Not right now, at least. Building deeper connections, building authentic connections, having real conversations, getting to know the person on the other end of this device, right? Getting to know who that person is, that's what's working. Connection, realness, human to human. So something like having emotional intelligence can actually be more beneficial in a conversation than actual intellect. So if you're feeling like, well, I'm just not like a super smart person, I'm not great at having conversations with people, I'm not this, I'm not that, can I just shake you with love for a minute and say, stop with the negative self-talk? Because you're not these things because you're not letting yourself be those things. Emotional intelligence is simply being able to read the room, like when you open up Facebook Messenger and you go to do your follow-ups for the day, before you even start, set yourself up by saying out loud, who can I help today? Who can I enrich their life? Who can I serve today? Who can I change their life? Like, set yourself up with this mindset of, how am I going to change somebody's life today? All right, let me dive into Messenger and let's see who's messaged me over the last 24 hours or 48 or whatever. I would suggest maybe you get into Messenger at least once every 24 hours, just so you stay top of mind to people. But every now and then, hey, sometimes I go more than 24 hours before I respond to somebody. If energetically I am not prepared to be in that conversation, then I don't go into that conversation. I want to give 100% of myself when I am communicating with somebody, whether they're going to be a client or not. They deserve that from me. They're another human. They deserve that level of attention. Because let's be honest, are they getting that level of attention in their everyday life? Probably not, because most people aren't approaching life from that perspective of, how can I enrich someone else's life, right? So be different, because that will be noticed. So having something like emotional intelligence can be hugely beneficial and can really differentiate you from the rest of the pack. Because if you're just spewing out like all of these I am smart statements, so trust me, oh, my product has this, and this all in it. And it's, you're rambling things off and you're saying how, intelligent you are and how much you know about the product and how much you know about the business opportunity. Okay, that's fantastic. But like, did they ask for that? Is that how that conversation is going? Or are you just presenting that side of you because that's the only side of you that you trust to be in that conversation? Trust you, trust yourself, show up, match their energy. Because if they're not asking for all the facts and the rundown of the nutrition label and all the things, don't give them that. That's not what they're asking for. So you show up and you give them that information. They're like, what? This person is like, that's not what I asked about. That's not what I wanted to talk about. Why is the conversation going in this direction? And then they'll just stop. They'll just ghost because they're like, oh, this was weird. This turned in this went sideways. So having emotional intelligence when you're having conversations with potential clients and customers, big deal, y'all. Big deal. Way more important than the actual intellect that you have. And for me, that gives me a huge sigh of relief. I'm like, whew, all right. I don't have to know everything. That's awesome. I can get into this conversation simply by being myself and by asking questions and seeing how I can help them and how I can serve and what kind of resources I can plug them into. I can do that. Knowing all the answers before I even start the conversation with somebody, that's so much more scary. I mean, to me, at least it is. But perspective is everything, right? But you really want to speak to their hearts and their minds, talk about them, talk about their life, ask about their family, ask about what's going on with them. They will inevitably share all of their desires and all of their pains just by talking about themselves. It's inevitable. It happens every single time. But you have to be willing to come to that conversation with that level of energy. Like, okay, I'm here to serve and I'm here to really find out what's in their heart, what's in their mind. Don't speak to their wallet. Their wallet does not have an opinion. Or if it does, the opinion is this: it's closed. It's closed super, super tight. And it's really hard to open it. So talk to their hearts and to their minds, because those are already open. If you're having the conversation with them, they've already started to open up to you, right? Tap into the emotional landscape of the conversation. Tap into the emotional landscape of the person, the human on the other end of that conversation. By doing that, you're going to meet those unmet needs, desires, pain points, all the things that all the other people before you have probably overlooked because they're relying on facts and intellect and strategies and social media platforms, right? They're relying on all these other exterior forces to do the work for them, to prove how good they are at their jobs, how awesome they are at their business, rather than actually tapping into themselves and knowing that they're the best part of their business. I'll say that again. You're the best part of your business. Not your strategy, not which platform you're on, not which day of the week you post, not which trending audio you use. You are the best part of your business. And that's why this episode is called The Unseen Parts of a Successful Business. What do we typically overlook in business? Ourselves. In life, ourselves. It's so unfortunate, but damn, it's fucking true. So I'm going to do a little visualization with you for a minute. Obviously, if you're driving, don't close your eyes. But if you're not driving, close them for a minute and just listen to my voice. And let's have this little moment of future self work. Okay? So imagine that you walk into a room, or maybe it's like a virtual classroom, you're going to do a live. And the moment you connect with another human, right? Whether that's in person or just virtually, the moment you make that connection, there's this irresistible magnetism. You can feel it from the other person that they are just zoned in. But you can feel it because you're also zoned in. You're there intentionally. You're there on purpose, right? You didn't just show up by accident. You're there on purpose, and there is an irresistible magnetism that is this person is being drawn right to you, and you can feel it too. And you have this level of confidence and this level of clarity. And you can feel that what you're speaking about and the conversations that you're having, the connections that you're making in this short period of time, you can actually physically feel your true essence, like just radiating from you. And when you're done with that training, that virtual classroom, with that, speech, whatever it is that you are up doing, the moment you're done, you have this sense of like just ultimate relief. It feels so, so good. Like you just are filled with joy because you know that you were speaking from the heart, and you know that the person that you were speaking to on the other end was just as magnetized to that message as you were, as being the one that was delivering it. Imagine that for yourself. Don't you want that? How would that make you feel? How would that change your business? How would that change how you show up every single day for your business? That's fucking powerful. When you can step away from a conversation, a speech, a training, a podcast interview, like when you can step away from those occurrences that are moving the needle in your business, and you can step away from them and you feel such a huge just ball of joy and energy and happiness and confidence and clarity that what you just did was absolutely the thing you should be doing. Absolutely, 100%. When you feel that, that is alignment. That is being in alignment with your passion, with your purpose. And it's so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous and it feels so good. I know because I feel it all the time now. Sometimes I don't. It's not like it happens 100% of the time. I'll be transparent with you. But that's called learning. When I don't feel that sensation after doing a task, after committing myself to a project, whatever it is, when I don't feel that level of alignment, then I know, not that I did something wrong, but I know how to move forward. I know how to make a change. I know how to pivot a little bit because I've learned, okay, well, maybe this, and this was what made me not feel as in alignment, So it's really important to take action in your business. Not everything is going to feel aligned with you. Not everything is going to be what, result you expect. Not everything is going to turn out the way you want it to. And that's okay. It's a learning opportunity. But imagine you have that irresistible magnetism to the message that you're saying, and the person on the other end has that same magnetism. That is alignment. Oh, people feel that shit. That's exciting. I really, really love talking about these sort of unseen parts of business because I don't think people talk about it enough. I think people talk about strategy and what day of the week is best to post, what time of day is best to post. I think everybody talks about all of these very unimportant metrics. And I say unimportant because the best strategy, the best system that you're going to have is the system that you're going to stick to. So I could read all sorts of blogs that say the absolute best time of day to post your content is at 5 a.m. Well, guess what? I'm not up at 5 a.m. So that strategy isn't going to work for me. That might work for some people. Awesome. Awesome. Don't get wrapped up in all of those metrics of what's working for other people. The best system and the best strategy is the one that works for you and the one that you will consistently stick to. So, yeah, I read plenty of Google posts and blogs and things that told me, post 3 times a day in Instagram and post at, 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 11 a.m., whatever, all these different times, right? All these different parameters. And it was really overwhelming. Never has my content been so engaged in where it is right now than me posting once a day around 9 a.m. I'm getting alerts on my phone almost every single day that I've got 170 something days of increased engagement, 180 something days of increased engagement. Like it's constantly that I'm getting notified that I've got well over 90 days of increased engagement. And what have I been doing? Posting once a day around 9 a.m. every single day, except for Saturdays and Sundays, because I choose not to. So what is the system that's going to work for you? The one that you're going to stick to, the one that you're not going to waver from. That's what's going to work for you. That's what alignment is. It's figuring out what works for you, what feels right to you, then getting that message across to the right person. So something I would like to mention, because this is a sort of a perspective shift that we really have to get our minds around. Yes, we want to find who is our dream client, right? Because this is an unseen part of business, is this sort of dream client, ideal client, avatar, whatever you want to call it. Who is this person, right? This is all of your messaging should be for her or him, whatever. My dream client is a woman. Her name is Zoe and she's 38. Find out who is your dream client. Maybe it's a man, maybe it's a woman, maybe it's something in between, someone in between. It doesn't matter. Figure that out for yourself. Nobody can tell you who that is, right? But yeah, my dream client, her name is Zoe. She's 38. And, obviously there's a whole lot of other characteristics to her. Some of them are similar to me. Some of them are not. But this dream client work, it's a little bit of the unseen parts of your business because it's how your messaging is written. It's who you're showing up as. Like when I show up and I'm doing this podcast and I'm doing my trainings inside of Social Jane and I'm showing up in my stories even, who am I talking to? I'm talking to Zoe. I'm talking right to her because her and I are besties. She's out there. And you know how I know she's out there? Because I have clients who are her. I have clients that I can have real conversations with. I have clients that I can have, I can cuss around them. I don't have to feel like I'm walking on eggshells because that's not who I am. And my dream client doesn't care about that shit. So really understanding who your dream client is definitely an unseen part of a successful business. And I'll tell you this, dream clients that are fiercely loyal to their own goals and who aren't afraid to invest in themselves, they are unstoppable people. And they will always find their way to success. But if you want to be the brand, the business that gets the honor of working with somebody like that, you have to connect on a profound level. Otherwise, they're going to just skate right over you because you're being too surface. They're not going to even recognize you. They're not going to even notice you. You have to speak to them on a profound level in order for them to really recognize you. Because your brand's energy, your business's energy, it should evoke like your true essence. Like, who are you? What are the things that you like? What makes you happy? What makes you feel joy? What are you passionate about? the things that you love, that's your true essence. Showcase those things. Because remember, you are the best part of your business. And of course, we don't want to forget about consistency, right? And having that level of authenticity. These are very obviously key drivers that help build that magnetic presence and that energy, that irresistible magnetism that I was talking about. When you do this, your dream client will start to find you. And not only that, when you show up in that way, all these other people that maybe aren't your dream client, but damn, are they really cool people? They're going to start showing up and they're going to start reaching out, following you, friending you, connecting with you, because maybe they're not your dream client, but there's something about you that they're like, I got to see what she's about. Maybe there's an opportunity for collaboration. Maybe you have your own podcast that you want to launch someday and you need guest interviews. Maybe you have a Facebook group and you love having guest speakers in there, but you're having trouble finding them. There are so many areas of opportunity here. When you show up 100% in your true essence, just totally vibing on the highest level possible because you know that you are the best part of your business, all the right people are going to start finding you. So pay attention to the unseen parts of a business, and I guarantee you will start having a very successful business. Are you ready to elevate your brand, attract your dream client, and scale your business to 6 and 7 figures? The Sexy and Soulful Branding Academy is now open. This is for you if you're ready to ignite your business with a powerful dose of clarity, confidence, intuition, and genuine connection. Picture this: you stride into a virtual classroom to pour into your community, buzzing with high-vibing energy, and everyone is magnetized to you. They don't know why, but you do. You created your brand vision for that very purpose. The Sexy and Soulful Branding Academy is led by yours truly. With over 1,000 hours of mentorship and coaching, as well as being certified as a branding strategist and social media marketing expert, I bring equal parts sass and soul. This academy transcends the ordinary and takes you on a transformative journey, giving your clients the promised experience that they desire when they work with you. What sets the Sexy and Soulful Branding Academy apart? Well, it's not just about mastering the art of good design or marketing strategies, although we do that too. It's about diving deep into the essence of your brand, embracing your uniqueness, and unleashing your authentic voice to make an unforgettable impression that sparks curiosity and inspires fierce loyalty. SSB isn't just about theory and lectures. We are bringing creativity, intuition, and exploration to the forefront. You'll engage in interactive workshops, collaborative projects, and even challenges designed to push your boundaries and ignite your passion. Together, we'll unleash your sexy and soulful brand. Join us inside the Sexy and Soulful Branding Academy and prepare to embark on a journey of self-discovery, creativity, and business growth like no other. It's time to embrace your authentic power and watch as your brand captivates the world. The time is now. Let the essence of your brand finally be seen. That was so much fun. I hope you found this episode helpful. If you want to get a shout out or maybe even inspire a fellow entrepreneur, go ahead and take a screenshot of yourself listening to this episode and tag us in your stories at Social Jane Media. Positive by Design is brought to you by Sarah Glenn, CEO of Social Jane Media, the branding and business coaching agency that teaches you how to discover your authentic brand, lead with value, and build the business you desire. If you're ready for more, head over to the Social Jane community. Link is in the show notes. I'll see you inside.